Well, hell, sunshine. Hope you guys are doing good today. I'm doing great. It's raining. Had a good hard week of baling hay. Finished up first cutting. I shouldn't talk about weather and times because this will be way later video, won't it? Anyhow, it's middle of June. Hope you guys are doing good. We got us a boomerang saw. Dadgum. Hello, Amos. We got us a boomerang saw. This 029 I've had on the bench before. This is the one I cut the bearing pockets for by hand. I cut them by hand, not on the mill. And it's back. Says it ain't running right. And he's right, it's hard to start. Once it starts, it runs all right. He says it's hard to start. See, we don't do the best. Maybe don't do the best maintenance on our saws. So I'd say it's been a while since that chain's been off there, which is okay. I'm wondering, this guy runs airplane fuel, and I don't know if that's dry or not. Meaning, I don't know if it's bad on the internal stuff on the carburetor. I don't know if the diaphragms and stuff are. Don't know that they ain't. I just got no idea. It's just thought I'm sharing with you that he runs airplane fuel in it and Stihl 2-stroke oil. What he runs. So I fetch me a box here. I'm gonna pull that carburetor off. Watch out, good boy, Amos. Good boy, Amos. Of course, you can tell it's hay season. I stopped by and got however many gallons of Rotella 1540. Of course, they just had it on the shelf. They went back and got me some boxes. Man, I kind of like their little boxes. They make good for throwing chainsaw parts in. They're oil boxes. Anyway, what was I saying? He runs airplane fuel. Now, I don't know. There could be any number of things going bad in this. It could be, I did them bearing pockets by hand. Let's face it, there could be a daggum crank seal blowed out. I don't think, will you, little cotton picker? I don't think that I rebuilt the carburetor on this when he brought me that saw. Now it ain't been a year since I did this saw, and this thing here had been straight gassed if I remember right. I think we put a piston and a cylinder on it, and they'd have been the cheapest aftermarket crap you can buy. Is what it'd have been. I don't remember what brand. Probably the $20 or $30 brand off Amazon or eBay. I ain't sticking up for them. I'm just telling you the stuff I tend to use. Is that. So I'm sure that's what it's got in it. And I was ordering a little bit from Ryan at the time, but not a whole lot, to be honest about it. I've already got, from Ryan at Wolf Creek, I've already got carburetor kit sitting here if that's what this thing needs. Ain't saying it is, ain't saying it ain't. I don't know if I got any rubber bits or not. I figure what I may ought to do is just pressure vacuum test this. Dadgummit, I forgot to pressure test that carburetor and fuel line first, didn't I? Maybe I ought to do that. That's pretty daggum quick and easy thing. I get to jabbering with you guys and get ahead of myself. That's what I do. Get my mind. I love talking to you guys. May not even work. May not even work on chainsaws for other people if I wasn't able to show you guys what I'm doing and do a little bit of learning and try to repay some of the learning that I've had given to me by the ones that's followed or blazed the trail, you might say. followed. Followed ain't a good word. Blaze the trail. I don't know how they're supposed to come out of there, but they never come out of there how they go back in there real easy, but the getting them out part, we can fight on that a little bit. And I don't know if that's airplane fuel or if he brought it to me. I don't know if he brought it to me empty and I put some own gas in there. Doesn't matter. We're just going to pressure test this carburetor right quick, see what it has to say. Speaking of things, this people that's been before you, man, I like this little tester. I use it a lot. That's one of them that old Donnie Walker turned me on to. And I do like it. I'm not gonna try to show it to you. I know it's dirty. We're holding 10 pounds, no problem. You say, well, how was that long enough? Yeah, I don't know. It held it good enough to suit me. We'll just put his fuel filter back on there. What I was getting at is I don't think last time I had this, I doubt I rebuilt the carburetor. And I wouldn't have unless if I'd have put this saw together and it ran, I'd have not rebuilt the carburetor, right? Didn't need it. We ported it a little bit. You can tell he runs plenty of bar oil. That's good. She runs around in the back of his truck a lot. Excuse me. And it's a tool. She better have a little bit of toughness to it if it's gonna be a work saw. This ain't no benchtop princess, that's for daggum certain. And this is the same guy that I rebuilt that 361. Matter of fact, it's sitting right there. He brought both saws to me at once. This same guy I did the 361 for. And same guy I did the 361 for. I've said that about 4 times, ain't I? And this one here was his favorite. And he's got, what's he got? Got an 034 Super. Nice saw. 362. 361. 460 or 461. And lo and behold, his favorite saw, he says, is that dadgum this 029 clamshell. You believe that? That's the dumbest stuff I ever stepped in. Boy, I don't know. Hopefully that'll seal. I just built me an aluminum block because, well, that's all I got. I don't have all them handy dandy factory steel things to block stuff off with. I built me an aluminum block that'll fit most carburetor holes. And I think it'll fit that in there too. We'll run around there and have to block off some exhausts here in a bit. We'll pressure test it. There's the old muffler mod that a lot of them 029s get, quick, dirty. Them could have been tighter to suit me. Ain't bad, but that's a quick and dirty muffler mod I like doing. I'll take that plate and I'll just cut me a hole in there and weld my deal in there. Cut me a hole big enough to take all the junk out of it. The baffle, that'll all come out that hole, bolt that right back over it, and I'm talking quick, dirty, and in a hurry muffler mod. You guys that do a lot of muffler mods, you know, you just about as soon take a beating as do a muffler mod sometimes, or you could pour this all about as fast as you can do a muffler mod, can't you? Okay. Now I'm trying to remember. I'd have to go back and watch a video. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to see if there's 2 rings. I'm trying to get that gasket and them plugs off there. I'm trying to decide if there's. That's single ring. That was a single ring one too. I forgot about that. I bet he does like this saw. Man, it's oily in there. Of course, that might be. And the cylinder looks good. Everything looks good in it. I'm not complaining. I am not complaining a bit. If I can get this gasket off there without tearing it up, and I can't tear it up because I'm sure I don't have another one. And it ain't hardly big enough in there for both my cabbage collectors. There we go. We're gonna have to put us a plate in there to block that off so we can pressure test that. Let me get this thing pressure tested and I'll bring you back. Okay, so we're gonna pressure test it. Already have found the leak. I'll show you, and I'll show you what I use to help me find leaks, especially when we got bad ones. This here's a ring blow-by gauge. You'd have to read about how they are, but you can turn that up, and I got me a small gauge over here on this side that'll show me 10 pounds. Well, if you could squeeze it up by hand with 10 pounds, why can't we squeeze it up with the air compressor to 10 pounds? That way we got plenty of time. And I guess any old regulator would probably work to a certain extent, but this has an orifice in it that really goes slow. It's so bad I can hear it, guys. Be honest about it. And it's not the seal, it's where the 2 halves of that clamshell come together, and that sealer's blew out of there, it looks like, and it may be out all the way around. I checked the bolts are tight, but it is what it is. So you say, man, and I know what kind of sealer I used on that one. Would have been Moto Seal 291.32. Now, does that mean the Moto Seal's bad? No. I gave you a hint a while ago. Well, it might be. It might be. But you remember I told you I did those bearing pockets by hand. What if I didn't get one of them deep enough and it won't even pull them together and put enough? And you could, don't get me wrong, you can tell he's run a lot of time through this saw, and she looks brand new on the inside. So it ain't terrible looking. But on the other hand, what if I didn't get one of them bearing pockets deep enough and it's not clamping together all the way, and it's not getting a good enough seal on that sealing surface? Well, guys, we put her back together with red RTV sealant this time. And I didn't have any new seals, and I put pressure test to it again, and it failed again. It was leaking so bad out of the seam of the clamshell that I really couldn't tell that the seal was leaking, that or the seal wasn't leaking, and it was after I put it back together with a used seal. And maybe warped it or whatever I might have done. Bottom line is, oh, let me get some stuff out of your face up here. Bottom line is, I put it back together, pressure tested it again. Seal leaked. Didn't surprise me, and that's why I pressure tested it. I didn't want another leak. Pressure vac tested it. Didn't hold. Put a seal on it. Waited a couple days to get my seals, and they're here, and it's working. So we're in the business now. So we're gonna put this thing together. The RTV's been setting up here for a couple hours, and I may let it set for a little bit more. Oh, dadgum, pressured up carb. I thought it just released the pressure off that. Must not have enough anyhow. So we'll put this thing back together and be confident in the fact that we don't have an air leak. Now I may still need to, rebuild this carb, and I've got a kit here for it. Brian sent me. But I don't think I'm going to use it unless it needs it. No sense in putting it in there if it don't need it. I haven't taken the carb apart. My initial guess was it just had needed some carb parts, right? I don't think that's gonna be. Of course, once we put the my initial assessment was it was going to need carb parts, but once we put a pressure vac test to it, that probably shows just a little bit different than what I originally thought. So we're going to go about it different. If we need to put a carb kit in it, we will. We've got one here. But let me bring you back when I got her up. I just wanted to catch up on this real quick. I don't do good at putting stuff together and telling you and talking at the same time. I always forget a step or two. I can't walk and chew bubble gum. Can't talk and work. My tongue gets over my teeth, can't see what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? Oh, we're pretty close. I want to get this thing on dyno here. I don't know. Man, I may wait till the sun goes down. I pressure correct on my dyno stuff. Temperature correct it. Pressure, what's the word I'm looking for? Weather correct it. I weather correct all my dyno stuff, right? But dadgummit, it's 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity's high. 111 real feel or whatever you want to call it, right? Weather index, heat index, whatever you want to call it. Well, dadgum, that's I don't know about weather correction. I don't know. I hate pulling a saw when it's 100 and something degrees. So we may wait for the old weather to drop down a little bit this evening before we give her too big of the old heave ho on dyno. What do you guys think? Oh, it's hot. It's too hot to be out. And I've got all my first cutting hay done. For any of you guys, this video, who knows when it'll be out. It's like the 21st. It's 21st of June today. Hey, first day of summer. No wonder it's hot. This will probably be out come fall. So just suffice it to say, it gets hot here and it gets cold here. Not as hot as some of you have, and not as cold as some of you have. I know that. But we got it enough both ways for old fat boy like me. In the summer, I think, man, I feel awful fat. In the winter, I'm sitting there thinking, man, I feel awful skinny. One way or another, it seems like I've always either got too much on or not enough. And I'm not cleaning this saw up like a new saw because, well, I ain't. Because it ain't a new saw, it's a repair. This saw had been straight gassed. Put it back together with the cheapest Chinesium cylinder I could find. Ported it a little bit. Cut the bearing pockets on it. First one I ever cut the bearing pockets on. Did her by hand. And this saw's all working off the top of my head. You guys will catch me here in a minute because we'll put it on Dyno and I'll get the old numbers out for you. So if I'm lying, you'll catch me here in just a minute. I'm thinking it's made like 5.16 horsepower. We'll have it on the chart here in a minute. I gotta leave that off because that, he runs an 8-pin, that's an 8-pin 325 deal there. We're not gonna run an 8-pin on it. Well, we could run an 8-pin. I can do that on my dyno. I can run an 8-pin, but I'm not changing. But I don't run 325 on it. I run 3/8. So I've got an 020 MS 310, whatever I got over there. Mo, Saw, Dan. It's gonna be oh, Dan's, I'll pull the clutch and whatnot off of him, and we'll put a rim sprocket on him so we can run him on dyno. Short of that, we're about ready to go on dyno. I'll put some how about I put it on their correct direction? You reckon that'll help? I doubt it. Every little bit will help, I guess. So, how about you guys quit watching me struggle? And I'll bring you back when I get this thing put together, and we're gonna put her over on dyno because I don't want to make this too long. We got to get us some dyno results, don't we? We'll just get them started. I don't know. I guess we can just edit out whatever don't fit, can't we? But I can't tell you how. I don't record off a cell phone, so I don't know how much video I got. I could have 2 hours, could have 4 minutes. Good at spatial awareness, not good at time. Let's see. I think we're about to whip it. I got half of mine just see if it'll start up right quick. I think we're about ready to see if it'll start up. I can put these little rubber baby caps on there, and yeah, as long as we don't set that flywheel or that clutch to spinning. Heck, let's see if it'll fire up. I think carb's dry on it. I don't know. I expect carb's dry on it, but we'll see if it'll fire up. It'll fire up, and you can't run these without a clutch on there, or that'll spin out and get on your brake. But you can fire it off and make a hit, but don't be surprised when she won't throttle up. It ain't supposed to. Not without that clutch drum on there. All right, I put the clutch on it and air filter and set the carburetor just a little bit. I'll give you a fair shot of it running. Stihl 029. Well, we got Bob's 029 run on the dyno. Showed up 4.81 horse, 3 foot-pounds of torque. Now, it seemed like I remembered that was 5.16 horse. I think I said that earlier. It's been a while since I've recorded it. So we'll see what comparison has. And I was right on my memory for once. It was 5.16 last time I had the saw here. I weather correct, but I know it was colder. I'm just making excuses, and I think I run it quite a bit leaner. It's summertime now. I've got it set a little bit fatter. But anyhow, that or we've lost better than a quarter horsepower, or exactly a quarter horsepower off of it since last time I had it. One or the other. But anyhow, there's what we got. Which still isn't too bad. He still likes that saw. He fired it up, brought it home with him the other day, and I didn't record him test cutting with it. But he left here with a smile.